Hey everybody, welcome to Coffee Break with your coach. I'm Julia Kiter, instructional coach with Instructional Coaching Services of Michigan. Today we're going to be continuing our conversation about trust using Stephen Covey's work, The Speed of Trust. And today's session is really helpful for managers, fellow coaches, anybody who's a leader of others, and these are really conversations that you probably want to have with your coach. So the first few competencies that we want to talk about as far as building relational trust are talk straight, demonstrate respect, create transparency, right wrongs, and show loyalty. And I'm going to stop right there for a deliberate reason I'll tell you in just a minute. When we're talking about straight talk, we want to make sure that we're developing a sense of honesty in our actions, not just talking the talk, but actually walking the walk. With demonstrating respect, this is just having a genuine care for one's character and one's dignity as we're working with other people. In creating transparency, we want to be open and authentic and not give the impression that we're having a hidden agenda when we're working with others. And right wrongs, apologize and demonstrate humility when you know that you've done something that is probably a mistake. And finally, show loyalty. Give credit to others and represent those who can't represent themselves, and building a sense of confidentiality with a sense of borders and knowing when to keep confidential information in its place. So these first 5, according to Covey, are really emphasized in terms of focusing on our character. So my question to you as your coach is, knowing these behaviors, which would you like to focus on in your life? So the reason I ask that is, as we look at these competencies, we need to be reflective and conscious of when we demonstrate strength and when we demonstrate a weakness in those competencies. So as you're looking at those first 5, thinking to yourself, I demonstrate strength in maybe 3 out of the 5 of them, but which areas do I have weakness in, and what areas do you want to pay continuous attention to, whether you're looking at it from a strengths-based model or maybe even a little bit of a deficit model, knowing that all 5 of these together work in tandem to develop character that you want to demonstrate in your relationships with others. So once we've identified, based on the first 5 competencies, how you're doing with developing your sense of character, we're going to move on to the next 5 competencies. And the first one that we have here is delivering results, making sure that we are able to make things happen without making excuses. The next one is getting better. Continuous improvement is our mindset, and we have to have that growth mindset in order to consider feedback, in order to learn and grow. And we also want to be able to confront our realities. This is leading with a sense of courage and sometimes having those crucial conversations with others in order to be able to lift what's visible and what's really in front of us. Clarifying expectations is just being forthcoming and not assuming the other person's expectations are our expectations, and that can help reduce a lot of conflict that sometimes happens. Practicing accountability and making sure that we are self-accountable first, and then we can hold others accountable. So looking at those 5 that I just mentioned, that is where we develop our sense of competence. So we're seeing the connection with building self-trust and now building relational trust when we emphasize our character and being reflective, but also our competencies. So the last 3 competencies, according to Covey, are kind of a blend of the areas of character and competence. So listen first, and I love Covey's cardinal rule, seek first to understand, making sure that we listen with head, eyes, and heart. Keep commitments, making sure that we honor our word and others will see us as honorable. And the ultimate goal here is to extend trust, not just from ourselves, not just from other people, but into the global context in the world that we live and work. So extending trust means thinking that trust is abundant. It's not limited to a set group of individuals, and you will see yourself building strong relationships with those around you. So that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Just one final question I want to leave you with. What do you want to pay attention to as you build relational trust with those around you? And how will you self-monitor to make sure that you are building the trusting relationships that you want? Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time. Keep it simple, keep it organized, and keep on learning.